Level 9 and... The vulture...
Well done. You've reached the...
Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Live, gbhblofficial for short, and it's flashback time as we return to the Viva Piñata franchise for Trouble in Paradise, the second game, released in 2008, simulation video game for the Xbox 360, developed by Rare and published by Microsoft Studios. The game was built atop its predecessor, basically. It's effectively the same game, but in theory, bigger and better, which it does to a certain degree. Player tends a garden, and Piñata creatures come to live there, and you've got to kind of coax them in, make them home, and stuff like that. New features of the series included a cooperative multiplayer mode, a new plot, additional types of piñatas, of course, Xbox Live Vision camera support, we'll get onto that, and 2 new areas for capturing piñatas. So you could go to like a desert area and an ice area and capture specific piñatas there. Microsoft considered Viva Piñata's success, and the sequel's development team sought to make a more definitive version of the original, which is what this was. The team reused many of the development infrastructure set up by its predecessor, that much should be obvious when you play it, but exhausted their gameplay ideas for the Piñata gardening concept, so they ran out of ideas. The game released to generally favourable reviews. Critics considered the game more accessible to newcomers and a worthwhile improvement of the original. I agree with that. Yeah. But altogether, more of an expansion pack rather than a direct sequel, which again I can completely agree with. Trouble in Paradise was later included in developers' 2015 Xbox One retrospective compilation, Rare Replay. And of course we would get one more Viva Piñata game out of this called Party Animals, which I don't think we'll be covering in flashbacks. I don't think we'll bother.
Nope.
So this is a bit of a difficult one when it comes to favourite moments, scenes, bits of music, because we have already done Viva Piñata, and this is so similar that all it really is a lot of replaying what we said. So for example, something I love, it's simply the concept. I love the concept. I love this gardening, build your own world, get the pinatas in. I love the challenge that comes with getting some of the difficult ones. I love that. I love that this was a bigger environment. If there's something specific with this game, is it was a bigger environment, felt more advanced, felt more detailed.
Yeah. I mean, so there's pretty much everything I could say. I probably already said in the previous one.
Oh.
But I mean, for me, this is the sort of game where if you're stressed,
Yeah.
and you want to just relax, this is the game you can put on because it's beautiful. It's the colours, the music, and it's just a game which you could easily spend 60, 70 hours playing it, and even more. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really is. It really is. Particularly if you're achievement hunting and stuff like that as well. There's so much to actually do in it, and the expansion as you level up feels quite significant. I like the fact that, again, this time around, they allowed you to have more pinatas in there. I like the fact that you can go to those other places and capture pinatas from there, and you have the new challenge as well of sending pinatas to parties and stuff like that gives you bonuses and things like that. There's all these different extra elements. Basically, all the stuff they added did improve the game overall.
Yep.
Another thing I love is visually, it's lovely to look at. You know, it's super, super nice. Whether it's day or night, it's colourful, it's bright. And you already said it, the music is simply fantastic. It's a game to relax too, but has challenge. Because as you go on and you level up, more enemies are introduced, more things to deal with. There's a wide array of whatever they're called, the bad pinatas that you have to deal with, and taming them is an extra part. Simply put, if you want to play a Viva Piñata game, this is the one to play. Yeah. Not the first. This one, isn't it?
Yep, definitely.
You got anything more to add about love?
Just something. I mean, the variety, the variety of pinatas and weapons and seeds, and I mean, there's so much to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So things we don't like then. So let's get into it. I hate the fact that when you first sort of play the game, you feel like you've got this promise of having different gardens in different locations, and what it actually is, it's not that at all. You have your garden in your normal place, and then you travel to two different worlds where you can't do anything but simply set up a trap to try and capture specific pinatas from that and bring them back to your main garden. Yeah. That's disappointing. How cool would it have been to have 3 different locations with 3 different gardens for different styles of pinatas for that location?
I agree with that, but I say my biggest gripe with this sort of game is just give me a Minecraft world at this game. A massive game where I can have unlimited pinatas, massive garden, not a bloody you've reached the max space, you can't have any more than 50 pinatas or whatever, or you can only have 10 buildings max. I just want to hold like a theme park world where the entire world I can go into edit mode and put mountain there, and then that's my garden, that's my world. That's what I want.
Basically, what we want is a modern version of Viva Piñata. Yeah. This is 2008, so it's easily over a decade old now. Technologies. I'd never say never, because never say never with anything, because every time you say never, you end up going, oh look, Dead Space is being remade, and that's not never. You know, never say never.
Yeah, true.
I agree. I would love. I don't necessarily want complete freedom, like as if it's like a Tropico style game. I don't want that. But take what we've got, bigger. That's it. Much, much bigger. And that's the biggest flaw with the game overall. If you played the original Viva Piñata, although the improvements here do make that better, there's less impetus to kind of continue. And I think if, for example, if you played Viva Piñata and spent 60 hours, finished it, and then went straight to Trouble in Paradise, you might not be that into it as you were, because you're like, okay, it's the same thing. Yeah, I'm starting from scratch, and I know I've got another 50, 60 hours of grind here.
Yep.
I think that's the difficult. I think it's either or almost. You pick a Viva Piñata game to play, and that's what you end up playing. Strange, because I have completed both. Yeah. But just because I love them. Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, I do think it's more likely for someone coming in that you're likely just to choose one you like and go from there. Anything else?
I think it's all been covered, really.
Xbox Live Vision Camera. So this tool was very odd at the time. So remember the Xbox Live Vision Camera? It's a little camera that you could scan things on, or you could put your face on. It's very early development of pre-Kinect camera. And for some reason in this, they decided to create this system where you, if you bought the game new, you'd get these cards that you could scan and would then be pinatas that you could then put into the game. And there were quite a few of them. Wouldn't be a problem, except they made them tied to achievements. And that was a problem. and that fucked me right off. First, I thought it was dumb as hell. Like, don't do that. Don't add peripheral support. That you need. Not only do you need the peripheral, but you need certain things that may not be easy to find these days. Now, thankfully, if you are in that position, you can find those QR codes, I think they are, on the internet and simply print them off and scan them with your camera if you want. You can do them. But what a dumb thing. What a dumb thing.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, actually, because there was a couple of achievements which I was struggling and I couldn't find the codes, so I couldn't find the cards, couldn't trade anything. And like you said, eventually what I did was I had to get the codes online and then do that with the camera. But yeah, I mean, I hate games who do that, who make an achievement, which specifically means you have to do
something outside the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you're required to go out and find fucking items.
I mean, completely off topic, but again, like for example, like Fable, when you take the 6 doors. To get the doors, you had no choice.
Trade.
Fucking
trade. God almighty.
That just makes the game not fun anymore.
Oh, yeah. If you're a completionist, stuff like that drives you nuts. And Trouble in Paradise has that exact problem. All right, what about favourite moments, scenes, bits of music? Bit difficult, this one.
The game overall, really. I mean, just turn. If you're stressed and you've had a bad day or whatever, and you just want to play a relaxing game, then you just put it on and look after your garden for a couple of hours, and you'll probably find yourself calm down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to put it. I already mentioned the music overall, but I do enjoy the music. I think Trouble in Paradise has better music than the original, particularly its nighttime scenes more than anything else. That shit is super chill, super relaxing, and I think combine the both, what you've said, what I've said there, and you will have a good time with this. Even the moments that get a bit stressy, like your garden being assaulted, you know, you can handle it, and then it calms down, and you deal with that, and eventually when you learn how to handle and deal with that, building a totem, that kind of thing, it's still an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we just want a new one, please. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?